In this explainer, we're breaking down how Turkish medical manufacturers can conquer one of Asia's most lucrative yet challenging markets, South Korea. So, here's our game plan. We're going to start by sizing up the opportunity, then walk through the major hurdles, uncover the unique advantages you have as a Turkish company, and finally, lay out a clear playbook for success. Okay, let's dive right in. First things first. Why should South Korea even be on your company's radar right now? What makes it so special? Well, to put it simply, the market is huge. I mean, in 2024 alone, we're talking about a market valued at over $7.1 billion. That makes it one of the most attractive destinations for medical tech in all of Asia. And it's not just big, it's a premium, very advanced market that's growing consistently and fast. We're looking at a projected growth rate of 7.5% every year, pushing the market value to over $12.5 billion by 2032. This isn't a market for low-end devices. It's a place where real quality and innovation get rewarded. So what's fueling this growth? Well, there are a few key forces. First, South Korea is now officially a super-aged society, with more than 10 million people over 65, which creates a huge, sustained demand for advanced healthcare. Second, there's massive government support for things like digital health and AI. And third, and this is a really key insight, there's a unique window of opportunity opening up. A doctor's strike in 2024 and 2025 slowed down hospital buying, but a major rebound is expected in 2026. But to get access to this amazing market, you first have to navigate its very rigorous regulatory system, which for a lot of companies can feel like running a gauntlet. It's tough, but it's absolutely manageable if you know what you're doing. The key player you need to know is the MFDS, the Ministry of Food and Drug Safety. Think of them as South Korea's version of the FDA. They're the central gatekeeper, and absolutely no device can be sold without their official approval. They're focused on one thing: safety, efficacy, and quality. Next up is something called Korea's Good Manufacturing Practice, or KGMP. And here's a super important point. Having an ISO 13485 certificate is not enough. KGMP is a separate, mandatory quality certification for most devices, and it often requires an on-site audit of your manufacturing facility in Turkey. And here is a critical rule you just can't get around. As a foreign company, you can't apply directly to the MFDS. You must appoint a Korea license holder, or KLH. This is a local company that acts as your legal representative. They submit your applications, they hold the product license, and they handle all the back and forth with the regulators. A great KLH is a true strategic partner on the ground. So when you pull it all together, the path to approval follows these key steps. It all starts with picking that vital KLH partner. Then you get your KGMP certification. At the same time, you'll be preparing your technical file, making sure it's perfectly translated into Korean. And finally, your KLH takes it from there, handling the submission and the whole review process. Now, as you might expect, how long this all takes really depends on your device's risk class. For a low-risk Class 1 device, you're looking at maybe a month or two. But for high-risk Class 4 devices, like implants, you really need to plan for a much longer process. We're talking up to 2 years. Patience and planning are everything. Okay, now that we've talked about the challenges, here's where things get really interesting. Because Turkish firms have a unique and pretty powerful strategic edge here. Let's look at why you're actually in a better position than many of your global competitors. So what is this big advantage? What do you have that, say, a German or an American competitor doesn't? Well, it really boils down to two big things: trade policy and government support. Your biggest edge, by far, is the Turkey-Korea Free Trade Agreement. This is a total game changer. Since 2020, customs duties on all industrial goods, and that includes medical devices, have been completely eliminated. This gives your products a direct and serious pricing advantage over competitors from countries that don't have a similar deal. And on top of that, the Turkish government provides an incredible suite of export support programs. And we're not talking about minor assistance here. This is substantial financial support, up to $1 million a year for branding, big reimbursements for market research and travel, and even subsidized loans. These programs can make that initial investment a whole lot easier to swallow. Okay, so you see the opportunity and you know you've got these unique advantages. How do you turn all that potential into actual sales? Let's build a practical, actionable market entry plan. All right, if you only remember one thing from this section, let it be this. The single most critical decision you will make is choosing the right local partner. South Korea's market is mature, and it is all about relationships. Your success is going to hinge on finding that one exclusive distributor who already has deep connections with the key doctors and hospitals for your specific product. So your playbook should really focus on these key actions. First, plan to attend the Kim's trade show in Seoul. It's the best way to meet partners. Second, go after the most prestigious hospital networks. A successful placement at a place like Asan or Samsung is like a seal of approval. And third, resist the temptation to use multiple dealers. The market works best with one reliable, exclusive distributor for the whole country. So get out your calendar. The next Korea International Medical Equipment Show, or KIMES, is scheduled for March 19th to the 22nd, 2026. This is your single best opportunity to see the market, meet the competition, and most importantly, have those crucial face-to-face meetings with potential distributors. So after weighing the huge opportunity and the serious challenges, what's the ultimate takeaway for your business? What's the bottom line here? Look, there's no denying it's a challenging market. The standards are incredibly high, the competition is intense, and the culture demands respect and a long-term commitment. But for companies that are truly prepared and can show technical excellence, the rewards are absolutely massive. And here's the real value that goes beyond just the sales numbers. Success in South Korea is a powerful signal to the world. Because the standards are so high, getting your product into that market is a prestigious reference. It instantly validates your product's quality and can open doors for sales across the rest of Asia. The preparation is rigorous, the investment is significant, and the standards are uncompromising. But the reward is access to a premium, high-growth market and a powerful gateway to the rest of Asia. So the question to leave you with is this: is your company ready to take on the challenge and unlock this incredible opportunity?